What's going on, you guys? Paul here with Paul's Performance, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have a shorter video, just something that I kind of want to share with some of you guys on how, it's something I do. I know a lot of you guys out there probably already know how to do this, but there is a lot of people out there who may not know how to do this. And as I was doing a couple of these builds, I was like, maybe I should make a video about it, just showing people how I do it. And like I said, the proper way to do this specific task. So I figured I'd make a little video here showing while I'm working on my golf cart here. As you guys can see, I have a EasyGo TXT. I just bought this a few weeks ago. I'm going through and I'm doing a lithium conversion. I'm also doing the Navitas AC motor conversion to the 5 kilowatt motor. That way this thing right here will straight up haul. Plus it'll have the, the single lithium pack, loss of weight. Probably gonna make a couple videos on it. But like I said, I guess let me know if you guys are interested in any of that golf cart content. If so, like I said, I'll throw that out there too. But I'm also redoing all the cables and the wiring. As some of you guys may know from, I think I've talked about it before, in my day job, I actually work on electric vehicles. I work on buses for DTNA, the Julie bus. So I work on high voltage vehicles all the time. So electrical is not really something that is too hard for me, especially on a golf cart coming from an EV vehicle. But I figured I'd show you guys how I go about building cables and stuff like that. But in this video, it's just going to be specifically building cables, because I decided to build all my own cables from the motor to the controller and to the battery. I'm just doing all that myself, like most of you guys probably will. But you can buy kits already pre-built for this, but they're really not that hard to build. And when you build it yourself, you can do whatever you want. And I'll show you that when we get over here on the table. So let's get over here to the table, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing for mine and show you, how easy it is, and how to do it properly, and just some of the things that you can do differently on your own to make it look as professional and OEM as possible, and to like fit your needs of, whatever you want it to look like color-wise as well. So let's get over to the table. For this one, I'm going to be building one of my cables that goes from the battery over to the controller. I have the controller here. I'm still waiting on the mounting plate that did not get sent from Navitas, so I'm not going to be able to do the whole cable. But I am going to show you how I build it. I'm going to build it from one end, and I'm going to just leave one end open for the other lug. But I will show you the other end that'll be complete. So anyways, I bought this. This is 2/0 cable off of Amazon. Yes, this is bigger than what's needed for this particular kit, but like I said, going bigger will not hurt it. So that's why, I'm just slinging it on there. But anyways, this is 10 foot of it. So you're going to obviously cut out how long you're going to need. I'm not going to worry about cutting it right now. I'm not going to do the other end until I can get that mounted on the cart. I'm going to show you the battery end that I'm going to go ahead and build, and doing all the wraps. So anyways, the main thing you're going to want first off is ends. You're going to want to make sure that you've purchased the correct size end for the size wire you have. This is 2/0 cable, and these are 2/0 connectors. And then the other thing you're going to want to make sure is that your eyelet is the correct size. There is multiple different set eyelet. For instance, this is a 5/16, this is a 3/8. So whatever you're connecting to, you're going to want to get that size. So this right here is going to be a 1/4 inch for the controller side. The battery is going to be a 5/16, which is what this copper end is right here. I prefer to use copper ends like this. This right here is made in the USA copper end. This right here is a tin coated copper end. I believe it's copper underneath, but like I said, it's tin coated. This is just 100% copper coated. I prefer to use these. So this is a really nice connector as well, made in the USA. Okay, so I have my connector here. I'm going to come up, and we're going to see how far back we need to strip it. You're going to want this wire to go all the way up into the very top. So once we do that, we're going to take a razor blade here, and we're going to strip this insulation. Go ahead and get that off. And so now we have that off. Give it a little twist. Make sure we get all our strands in there, and we're going to slide the end on like so. Now you're going to need a crimping tool. For the one I'm going to be using is an adjustable one for different, whatever size cable you're doing. It has all the alts and stuff here. You just adjust it to the size that you're working with, and then it will come in and it will put a nice crimp on it. So now I'll stick this into our crimper, and we're going to give it a good crimp. And I like to come in a second time, a little bit further back, crimp it again with this specific tool. And as you can see, we have a good solid crimp. There's many different types of crimping machines. You have some that have like hexagon shape that come in. All of them will work just fine. You also have the style where you can take it and you hit it with a hammer. Those work great too. This one I really like because it's adjustable and it really gets a good crimp on it. I can leave a link for that one, but any of those will work. So anyways, we have our crimp here. Now I'm going to show you guys how I prep it to make it look good. You don't just want to throw it on here like this. I mean, granted it would work. We're going to improve on it and make it look professional. Now we're going to make it look cool. Alrighty guys, so I have my cable cut to roughly the length I need it to go, and I'm gonna probably trim it once I get it on the golf cart. I may have to cut off a little bit, but this is very close. And like I said, that's why I'm not gonna do the other end until I have it on the cart. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me some heat shrink. Like I said, I just have this large heat shrink here in this long roll. I'm gonna cut back just a little bit, enough to get over that end, and a little bit more. And I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do here with this one. So, I got this off of Amazon. This is a wire loom, like a braided style wire loom that you can get. I got multiple different sizes. You push it together. It's kind of like that little toy, that little, I don't know what it's called, where you stick your fingers in and it gets stuck. It's kind of like that, where when you press it, it gets larger to go over stuff and then shrink back down. I like it. It looks really good. You can get it in all different types of colors. I've had it in red, all different types of stuff. For this one, I'm just doing black. But that's another way you can customize it, is getting it whatever color you want. It looks very professional and works very great to kind of give it a little extra protection on your cable. I'm going to come in to the other end here with my wire loom, and I'm going to cover this cable, and I'm going to just feed it all the way down to the other end. And then once I get down there, we're going to cut it. Alrighty, so we have it ran over the entire cable, and I just have it cut here on the end. This end I'm going to do once the controller bracket comes in. I'll crimp and cut it to perfect length when we get that. But this end we can go ahead and complete, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do it. So I've ran it all the way up to the end of the cable right before the crimp, like so. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this heat shrink, get you, like I said, the size that is larger than your cable, obviously, and we'll fit over this shrink and also the crimp there. And we're going to slide this down, and you may know where this is going for some of you guys who already messed with this. We're going to slide this over right up to the flat piece of our terminal there. And now we're just going to take our heat gun and we are going to shrink this down. And this right here is going to give you a good sealed up end of your cable. It's also going to give you that good professional look of having that heat shrink on the end of your lug, just like you would see if you were to buy a set of cables. They typically always are going to have some sort of heat shrink on the lug end, but I also like to run this wire loom as well because it gives it a extra layer of protection from abrasions, especially on a golf cart or anywhere where it's going to possibly rub. You definitely want to have something there to kind of help with rubbing, and this does great. You could also use the corrugated loom as well. I've used that before, but this, in my opinion, looks better than the corrugated. And the corrugated over time will get really dry rotted and start to like come apart. This stuff tends to last a little bit longer. And like I said, in my opinion, this looks so much better. So there's our connection end right here. And there's our loom. This loom you can get in any color. Same thing with the heat shrink. You can get heat shrink in any color. So if you're doing positive wires, this is my ground, so it's going to be black. But positive wires, you can do red heat shrink, and you can do red loom like this. And there you have your connection. And now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come on here and I'm going to create me a label. I have a label maker. You can get those Walmart, wherever. But I'm going to create a label for this one just to really kind of seal the deal and make it look professional. So I'm going to get that and throw that on here, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alrighty, so we got our label made. I just put B negative because, like I said, this is my battery negative cable. And like I said, this part is not even really necessary. This is just a preference of mine that I like doing, is having my ends labeled. It's something I learned from work at Freightliner. Is, you know, a lot of our harnesses where they plug into stuff will have a little white label on the end that says, you know, what it's for, ambient air temp sensor, stuff like that. And so I like labeling each end of the cable. I'm gonna put a label on this end as well. It just makes it easier. You unhook stuff, you can go back and look at it. To me, it looks professional, it looks OEM. But yeah, so there we go. Our cable is done. Other than this end, we're gonna do this in the vehicle once we get the correct length. But this right here is how I like to make cables and cover them up. And like I said, you can do what you want with the wire loom and the heat shrink to make it customizable, but this right here is a excellent cable. You will not be able to buy one made any better than this right here. And like I said, you see how easy it was. I mean, this took all of 5 minutes to actually do this, and look at how great that looks. And like I said, all this is stuff you can get easily to the house. Cable, wire loom, heat shrink, everything you could just order straight off of Amazon, have at your house, and make your own cable. And then, like I said, you're good to go. I already have 3 other cables made here. These are my motor cables. And like I said, for this Navitas conversion, you're gonna have the UVW for the AC motor. There's my cables here with red cable with black loom. These are the boots that come with it. So they're already pre-made up, but like, so easy for this to do. Like I said, I know some of you guys out there are gonna be like, we don't need to know this, we already know this. This video was not for you. This is for the people who don't work on this stuff all the time, and we're just curious as to how it is to make one of these cables. It's really easy to do and really easy to make it look professional. And this goes for any size wire. If you're running a smaller size wire, you can get smaller loom, smaller heat shrink, and smaller connectors and run it just like this, cover it up. The other good thing about this wire loom is, like, if you're running, you know, headlights and all types of other wiring, you can run those in a harness, and you can just kind of wrap electrical tape like every, you know, 6 inches or so. And then once you're done with all the wiring end to end, you can put this wrap over top of all of those wires, and then you can have you a professional looking wiring harness. Because right here, I'm just using it for this one cable, but it would also cover 10 22 gauge wires, and like I said, make you a good harness to where it would look professional as well. Because I see a lot of stuff specifically on this cart that I have to redo, where people have ran headlights and, you know, cigarette lighter ports and stuff like that, but they've just ran bare wire from end to end, and that is a no-no. You do not want to do that, because that's gonna, for one, it looks like crap. For two, you know, those bare wires are just rubbing up against stuff as you're riding around in the woods, and there's no protection to that insulation other than the insulation itself. So you really want to have stuff covered up and wrapped up. You know, that's why the OEMs have stuff like that. Why not do it yourself? And look at how easy it is to do. It's not like it's any harder. I mean, you see how easy it was to make this cable and how professional it looks. Alrighty guys, so I know this wasn't my typical video from TDIs and all that stuff, but I do like making videos to show people simple tasks. I know not everybody needs to know how to do this. I already know how to do it. Paul, why are you making a video for this? Like I said, I do like to make videos for those who are out there who don't work on vehicles all the time and who have no idea how this is done. I do like to throw a video out there for you guys as well. That way you can maybe learn something new. Or for those of you guys who do work on vehicles on your own, work on your own vehicle, and you know, you just want to improve upon, you know, how you do things. Maybe this will help you as well. For those of you professionals out there, you know, go ahead, go down in the comment section, cook me, let me know exactly what I did wrong and why I'm a moron, and everyone's better than me. Go ahead. I need those comments as well for the algorithm. But anyways, I hope this video helps somebody out there. Let me know if you guys want to know anything else electrical wise. I can do some harness building stuff. I do have the ALH every mod video coming soon. I'm working on it. I've been super busy. So those of you TDI guys out there who are like, where's the video at that you're promised? I'm about halfway through it, but I've been super busy, so I'm still trying to finish it, but I will have that one out, and I also will have that one will show some wiring tips too, as far as, you know, how to make it look, you know, professional, and, you know, connections, all that stuff as well. But anyways, as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.